Today we introduce you to Dr. Jude Burke, whose research and new book, The Adversity Advantage, shows how people overcome childhood adversity and trauma to become successful, providing you with a roadmap to success and what you can do to overcome poor self-confidence, poor negotiation skills, and more. This is the Science of Success YouTube guest post series, introducing Dr. Jude Burke.
My name is Dr. Jude Burke. I just recently finished a scientific research study with Dr. Mark Attridge, looking at the different factors that lead to success and how people overcome childhood adversity to become successful. The name of the book is called The Adversity Advantage: Turn Your Childhood Hardship into Career and Life Success. The research was fascinating. We had over 310 men and women respond, and unbeknownst to us, over half of them were self-made millionaires. Now, this is relevant in some ways, and in some ways it's not. They also really described much higher than the average normal amount of life satisfaction. These people had created happy lives. In the first phase of the study, what we found out is that there were very specific personality traits and work styles that led to success. Conscientiousness and great people skills were critical to success. People also really mentioned that it's important to have a conflict negotiation style, to be able to manage people and socially influence people, and to be flexible to weather those detours and failures that are inevitable. In the last phase of my research, I was really curious about how people overcame their childhood adversity, because many of them described this adversity in the first phase of the research. 40% of them either experienced childhood abuse, witnessed domestic violence, or had an alcoholic or substance abusing family member, most often a parent. Now, if you think back, remember how much this can impact a small child growing up in this kind of unpredictability and chaos. It disrupts the relationship with the self and creates low self-esteem, a lack of self-confidence, and a shame base that people carry with them throughout their adult lives into the work world and into their careers. I wanted to find out how these people overcame this kind of adversity as a child. 40% of them, so that's almost 1 out of 2 employees that walk into work during the day, come from this kind of a background. If you include other adversity too, such as a mentally ill family member or poverty, the amount goes up to 60%. I was very curious as to how these people overcame this adversity and what they would recommend to you. My goal as a psychologist is to make life easier for people. When I was growing up, my parents were 18 years old when they got married, did not have the opportunity to go to college. I paid for every college degree myself, working the whole time I was in college, and nothing was very easy. And especially with the economy today and how much more difficult things are, I wanted to create a roadmap, create a journey for people, to really lay it out for them as to what they can do to overcome poor self-confidence, shame, poor communication skills, and a lack of conflict negotiation. So I wrote this book. I have over 20 stories of people, heart-rending stories, from people who have gone on to become very successful, and they describe the adversity they experienced as children. Most importantly, they tell you how they overcame it. There are very specific tips and advice that I provide in the book, along with research recommendations for how to become your best self. You don't have to carry around your childhood trauma with you into work. Imagine going into work and someone reaches across your shoulder to touch your computer screen, and you feel your anxiety rising and you're not exactly sure why you're experiencing that. Or maybe you're in a meeting and the tension rises and rises and more conflict erupts, and you freeze or you want to flee the situation. These are 2 examples of how you might be getting triggered at work. There are many, many others. We all get triggered at work all the time by different situations and by different people. The goal of the book is to help you understand what are your triggers and how to manage them, because managing your own emotions is critical to becoming successful at work. Self-management and being your authentic self and developing relationship with people of both sexes is important to build social capital, to go on to get those opportunities, those developmental opportunities. Networking, having mentors, and building a strong, solid network are critical for your success. And most importantly, I want you to feel better. Growing up with childhood adversity, whether that be childhood abuse or an alcoholic parent or witnessing domestic violence, can create a lot of anxiety, as described by the people in the book that I just wrote. Can create a lot of anxiety, depression, avoidant behavior such as overeating or alcohol use. And so it's very possible for you to overcome this adversity. Read my book, look at the roadmap, understand the journey, know what you need to do, and let go of that heavy childhood friend of trauma to be a lighter and brighter you in the future. Good luck to you.